Because of Act 22 and the federal tax loopholes, Puerto Rico is the only place where a wealthy American with no tie to the island can move and evade paying any federal taxes. And while those Americans seek out a tax shelter in Puerto Rico, they're driving up the price of rent by 600%.
Act 22 is a larger story, and it should be repealed.
Congress has the responsibility to close the Act 22 loophole, hurting Puerto Rico.
The island passed several laws in 2012. The move was promoted as something to incentivize investors to move into the U.S. territory in order to boost the economy.
But there's also an argument to be made that effectively this is a handout to the super wealthy in an island that already has a bankruptcy crisis.
Was the idea here explicitly to turn Puerto Rico into an alternative to, say, the Caymans or perhaps Bermuda?
Singapore.
Why did Paulson decide to buy up all this land?
It was cheap. Prices were plunging, so he could get it for pennies on the dollar.
Do you want to be in San Juan? Do you want to be in a condo right on the beach and be in the mix of it all? Do you want to be in the mountains, more in the middle? Do you want to be on a quieter beach on the west end of the island in Rincon?
So we are in Dorado, Puerto Rico, and I bought this $16 million house.
They're trying to sell it and take it away to rich people, so we as the people cannot go.
Critics say this will lead to increasing gentrification, and they want the Puerto Rican government to act.
The fact that some people want to criticize is because they are born that way. They are born losers. They have never been able to succeed.
Esta estructura costaba en noviembre $20,000 y ahora en febrero ya está en $49,000. Recién adquirida, iba a ser alquiler de corto plazo.
Se están lucrando mucha gente y eso yo creo que ya basta. De verdad, yo estoy cansada de todas estas situaciones que están ocurriendo cada vez que viene una tragedia.
Housing ownership is actually quite higher than in the States. It's like 25% more expensive to live in Puerto Rico. Real estate prices are just skyrocketing, and that's creating a huge bubble that's making it unaffordable, not just to buy a home, but for people that are renting.
Now, when you speculate, you're just guessing what are you gonna do and what the market's gonna do, so you can catch them up and you can be on top of the next capital gain. And now you can use it to buy perhaps real estate in exchange for transactions in cryptocurrencies. But you do this with enough consistency and you increase the price of all the real estate properties that are around it. After 2-3 times, you recoup your money. And you repeat, and you repeat, and you repeat.
If we leave this to market forces, it is going to lead to a mass displacement.
People are having to move further away from the places where they used to live because they can no longer afford to live there.
And that has definitely changed the way our island looks and feels and works. And the result that we see in Old San Juan, for example, in which a lot of individuals of this Act 20 and Act 22 have bought all of Old San Juan basically and turned into a boutique hotel.
While you're offering this piece of island as a paradise to the outer world, the other side isn't told, the side of not having adequate medical facilities, hospitals, transportation, food.
There's more people from outside buying properties that they don't even live there. It's just a space that they're taking for their economic purposes.
You still have homes that don't have a roof after Hurricane Maria. And then you contrast that with the luxury home real estate environment booming.
And that have kind of made Puerto Ricans visitors in their own communities.
Little by little, it's like a new way of colonizing Puerto Rico. Not by force, but making this island impossible for us to inhabit.
I don't think it's only designed to fill the pockets of some people. I think it's an idea that Puerto Ricans are somewhat lesser and not capable of coming up with those things. And whether we think that there's a need to stand up against that, absolutely.